Hi, I am Associate Professor Adele Pavlidis. I am the Deputy Head of School Research for the School of Humanities, Languages and Social Sciences. And today I have one of our interns that has done an intern with SAGE, which is the Sport and Gender Equity Group here at Griffith. So we have Dalton Owens here today. So could you just tell us a bit about yourself and your background to start us off?
Yeah, so I'm a Bachelor of Business student with a major in sustainable business. I've just completed my final semester, handed in my last assignment yesterday, so feeling good about that. Outside of uni, I am an avid football fan. I love playing, coaching, watching, talking about football. I'm currently involved with Toowong Football Club up in Brisbane, part of the coaching team there. With the senior women's squad. And yeah, just any opportunity to be in and around football, I take it.
So then why did you want to do an internship with SAGE?
When I was looking through the pool of organisations that I could apply to do an internship with, there were quite a few that appealed to me for various different reasons. And when it was actually one of the course coordinators that told me about the SAGE internship, because I had just been talking to them casually about my football coaching, and I hadn't heard of SAGE before then, and so then they introduced me to the idea. I looked into it and I just thought that it's really aligned with a lot of my passions, obviously sport being a big one, but with my coaching at the moment, primarily around women's football, I thought that I would be able to provide insight to SAGE, but also there's plenty that I would be able to take away from this opportunity into my coaching sphere, as well as just in general in my life as well.
And what did your internship consist of? What did you do?
So initially there was a lot of research and reading, and just trying to understand a lot of what SAGE does, as well as what the issues are surrounding gender inequality in sports. It's such a broad spectrum. There's so many different issues and different obstacles, and as we are evolving as a society, there's not only more opportunities, but also more barriers coming with that. And so, yeah, a lot of the early days, it was just reading, research, watching different podcasts, different YouTube videos, trying to gain an understanding on a lot of that. And then towards the end, I started to develop would you call it an article? Yeah, an article of sorts on 10 tips for men to be better allies for gender equality in sports.
That's great.
Yeah.
And from your perspective, what's the role of sport in society?
I think sport can be a really great equalizer. I've done a fair bit of travel, and I've seen in so many different countries, you know, there'll be kids kicking some sort of plastic ball around, or throwing something and hitting it, or you know, trying to play some form of sport like football or cricket or something like that. And then, you know, I've recently was just listening to another podcast about Prince William playing five-a-side social football. So, you know, it just goes to show, like, it doesn't matter if you're from the highs or the lows. You know, sport is something that's for everyone, and it should be available for everyone. For me personally, I've always found a great sense of community. Like I said, I've done a bit of travel. I've lived in a few different places around the world. And sometimes I've gone to places and I haven't always had friends. And so I found the easiest way to make friends was joining some sort of sports team. Always, you know, just meeting new people and getting active.
Cool. And why do you think taking a gendered perspective is important?
This is a big one, and I'd actually like to refer to some notes that I've made.
Sure.
I think it's important to take a gendered perspective because it will help to uncover a lot of the unique challenges that different genders face, particularly women or non-binary people. It also will allow during like decision-making processes as well to make sure that we're not, taking part in any unintentional bias or gendered stereotypes or anything like that. And it'll allow for a beneficial decision for everyone involved. I think it's very easy to, from a male perspective, just think about the way that we've always done things, and from our perspective, if it ain't broke, why fix it? But taking that gendered perspective and seeing that there actually is a lot of things that can be done to make a difference, to make sport in particular an equal playing field for everyone.
That's great. And what are the key things that you learnt during your time with SAGE? What did you find most interesting, or, yeah?
Such a great question. I thought a lot about this one. And I don't think there's one key thing that I could take away. I think there's so many different things that I've learnt, and it's not all to do with sport. I think a lot of it is just, around that, taking that gendered perspective, trying to put myself in someone else's shoes, and know that even when we may achieve equality in some area, like I said earlier, that as our society is evolving, there's so many more opportunities, but also, more obstacles to overcome. And so just knowing that it's not necessarily ever something that we're going to complete per se, but something that we should always just continue working towards, and trying to create equal opportunities for everyone.
Great. It has been just a pleasure to meet you and work with you, and I wish you all the very best in your career, and hope that you'll always remember this time at SAGE.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dalton.
Cheers.